Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And joining us a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. We are inside the U.S. Airways Center, live from Phoenix, Arizona. It's the Suns. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Hey, guys, check it out. Ricky Rubio. What can we expect here?
Yeah, especially at the defensive end of the floor, Kevin. Let's see how many times he steps into a passing lane and comes up with a steal tonight, because he's just a major force at that end of the court.
And I don't think you can look past what a fearless player, guys. I mean, just look at all the charges he takes.
On defense, Phoenix. Outside, Martin. Right side, Martin. And Brewer kicks to Martin. He passes to Brewer. There's the triple. Can't get it to go. And Phoenix will come the other way.
Hey, it goes without saying that if you're beat up and your all-star power forward is on the shelf, you're going to have a tough time against the big teams in the West. Minnesota was left for the wolves, so to speak, when they matched up against others in their conference. D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Back to Rubio. The pass to Love. Leaps for it. Here's Martin. Shot is no good. Excellent D that time from Dragic. Picking up again on the Timberwolves. Last season, 17-35 record against the rest of the Western Conference, which was third worst in the conference. As Steve, you might expect, that's got to improve.
And as you said, I mean, losing so much of their front court as they did last year to injury, it's amazing that they even won that many games. And if you don't have big bodies down low, it's tough to win in the West.
Right now, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Rick Adelman. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. He talked about the challenge defensively, going up against a team that can really execute. He said they're a team that makes the most of every single possession. They won't settle for tough shots. We have to make them take difficult shots, contested shots. Guys, let's see if they have what it takes.
Doris, thanks. No better way to enforce your defense if you can keep that defensive shooting percentage to a minimum.
And for that to happen, Kevin, it's going to take a complete group effort defensively.
Steve, that's an excellent point. Defending a team that really can stroke it like this requires an awful lot of good communication among all the defenders. Everybody has to be chattering and aware of where bodies are at all times. You know, for most of his tenure in Minnesota, Kevin Love has been a happy camper. But last season, he made some statements that showed he had some reservations about just how long he'll be a Timberwolf.
Dishes it to Tucker. He kicks it to Fry. Outside, Dragic. Pass to Tucker. From downtown, they grab their own miss. Bledsoe dishes to Fry. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Plumlee. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And going back to the comments Kevin Love's made, he expressed some concerns with the team's management and some of their maneuvering of players and who they were looking at.
Well, I think he was surprised, along with the rest of us, that they didn't offer him the full 5-year contract. They were worried about his knee. And so in the end, he said, okay, give me 4, but I get a 4th-year option. And as a result, Minnesota looking like they might lose him altogether. Well, the focus on his defense mainly, because he's outstanding. You try a crossover or a hesitation move on him, and you're likely to get your pocket picked. You got to be careful with the ball.
And he also loves to jump into the passing lanes and pick you off. I mean, he likes to shoot the gap. It backfires on occasion, but like a great base runner, he seems to pick his spots pretty well.
Morris kicks to Bledsoe. Tucker the pass to Bledsoe. And again, it's the Suns missing. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 6 from the field.
You know, the Suns really had a lot to overcome as they started the rebuilding project, and they just weren't the same team the home crowd was used to seeing. And the struggles were evident by that 17-24 record here at home.
And Rubio kicks to Brewer. Love with the screen for Brewer. Shot is off. Solid defense there from Tucker. Phoenix is gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. And the Suns, who have been so good for so long here at U.S. Airways Center, you know, it really was strange to see them drop so many games on their home court.
Well, to give you an idea of just how dominant this team has been here in Phoenix, this was the first time since the end of the 2003-2004 season that they didn't have a home record better than 500.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Love. Budinger comes in for Corey Brewer. And Barea subbed in for Kevin Martin. From deep, Green. And again, it's the Suns missing. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Rubio's got the ball. He feeds it to Barea. Cuts it 5. Rebound by the Suns.
That's a low percentage shot right there.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there a little bit. Make the pass in that situation. Don't force a bad shot.
Phoenix shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, last year collectively, I mean, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tires.
And it's Chase Budinger with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And, Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the first. Jang, the pass to Rubio. Cunningham. Back to Rubio. Pass to Cunningham. Looking to end the run. No luck. Here's Smith. No good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And from what we've seen, guys, from the Suns, what are you thinking so far?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Marcus Morris is out there with Marquise Morris. Then there's Gerald Green. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Bledsoe in at the 2 spot. And keeping on line, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, Alex Len was rumored to be the #1 overall pick in the draft, but eventually ended up going 5th to the Phoenix Suns. Upon hearing where he was going, the Ukrainian was pleased about the situation. Not only was he walking into an opportunity to play, but he also loves the Phoenix weather, something that is quite different than the Ukraine. And who wouldn't love the Phoenix sky, guys?
They say his practice habits are top-notch. The sky's the limit for this guy. Thanks, Doris. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Bekovic is checked in.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
Second free throw, no good.
You know, the Wolves were just decimated by injuries last year, and it really put a snag in their season from the start, with Rubio still recovering from his ACL tear and Kevin Love missing a lot of time with his hand fracture. They were missing 2 major building blocks.
Now, here's Green. After the miss from Bekovic, Smith's shot is good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know, the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Timberwolves trail by 10. And with the Wolves last year, Ricky Rubio came back and helped them turn things around a bit. But Kevin Love would end up playing very few games for him, Steve. And they never really got the chance that they once seemed to have.
Well, Love's injury, I think, just devastated this team. And Rubio, of course, coming off that ACL, he eventually made it back. But those are the key guys. I mean, Rubio and Love have to be the foundation of this club. They added a lot of three-point shooting in the offseason. So this should be a pretty well-rounded team. But it's up to the stars, Kevin.
And it's Chase Buttinger with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
Green gets a screen from Morris. That doesn't go either for Green.
One part of his game that just doesn't get enough credit is Ricky Rubio's defensive skills. I think his passing is so blinding that people forget about what he does at the other end. But he's got very long arms and really impeccable timing to jump the passing lane. And when he does that, he's off to the races the other way.
There's the three. Phoenix grabs the miss. And Smith with the stuff. Nice option, determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
And going back to Ricky Rubio last season, he led the league in steals per minute.
And, you know, he's not just a gambler, Kevin. He stays in front of his man. He has the ability to be a tremendous defensive player. It's a guy who takes charges. He just has such a good feel for the game, a good basketball IQ.
Here's Buttinger. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Plumlee.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Here's Rubio. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 1:46 left to play in the first half.
Well, you know, Jeff Hornacek, the new coach of the Phoenix Suns, a 14-year career as an NBA shooting guard, and he was terrific as a player. Spent his first 6 in Phoenix and only recently really got into coaching, starting as an assistant with the Jazz in early 2011. Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter after only making 40% from the field in the first.
And Buttinger kicks to Cunningham. The offensive rebound goes back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for this Sun.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Kevin Love's checked in for Cunningham. Brewer comes in for Chase Buttinger, and it's Martin in for Ricky Rubio. And back to Coach Hornacek, the 16th coach in Suns franchise history. He's raised his 3 kids in Phoenix. Steve, he's put down roots there. Looks like he would like to stay for the long term.
Well, he was a tremendous player for the Suns back during the prime of his career. So this is a great fit, coaching the Suns. A guy who played the game with tremendous intelligence and an even-keeled demeanor. Should serve him well as a head coach. That's flat out embarrassing.
Here's the lob to the hoop. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Barea. Back to Dragic. And he lays it straight in. Dragic has got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yep, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside. Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today. Well, you know, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room or margin for error, and teams pile on while you're down.
Dante Cunningham's checked in for the Timberwolves. And back to the Suns in the West. They did finish with the worst record in the conference. They managed only 17 wins, Steve, against other teams in the West.
And that wasn't the worst mark, but this has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
The Timberwolves really have a tough one to go here.